obviously, but I do think that she was very clear about her message, which is that he was rude and a bad person with me.
It's interesting, and, you know, we talked about this with Kaylee, and Kaylee, you said, look, it wasn't a great idea for Donald Trump to continue to talk about it because it allows the story to continue today. He was clearly asked about it. I don't think he brought it up independently. But this is the last thing Donald Trump needs, just in terms of reaching out to women voters.
Exactly. And, you know, you see the way that his mind is working on this. He's trying to explain it from the business perspective. Because, I mean, I'm guessing she had some kind of clause in her contract. Even if she didn't, her job was to be, to be a pageant winner. And he's approaching it from the idea that, that his winner, who's supposed to go around and be, the person to represent somebody who's a pageant winner, who's supposed to look good, did not anymore. But not taking into account the fact that not just a woman, but also a father of a young girl, the mother of a young girl, people who are already concerned about society and what society says to and about young women, about how they look, about how calling somebody Miss Piggy and so forth, about how that makes people feel, which feeds into the ad that the Hillary Clinton campaign already has up and so forth. So he doesn't take it to the next step in his mind about what the effect is going to be.
She said she didn't know Hillary Clinton was going to do this. It certainly seems like Hillary Clinton knew she was going to do this or wanted to get this in, because they've been able to roll out this commercial today. There's an article about it. I mean, it doesn't seem like this was all it just popped up.
Yeah, this definitely wasn't happenstance, and I think, frankly, the video was rolled out right after the debate last night. Impeccable timing, and it is the most compelling advertising work that Hillary Clinton has this election. I would argue this is the best political ad of this election. It's compelling. Whether or not this woman has a past or not, or how checkered it is, it doesn't matter. She is talking about this man who wants to be the commander-in-chief for all citizens. This is someone who belittled her, who called her Miss Piggy, Miss Housekeeping, an eating machine. This is someone who likes to eat. And he said today, to that I will plead guilty. And he's right. And what that resulted in for her was anorexia, bulimia, perhaps even the bad judgment to drive a getaway car, if that's what that was.
He's denying the housekeeping and the Miss, I assume the Miss Piggy
and maybe he is denying it, but let's be honest in saying Donald Trump definitely has a selective memory. And so maybe he doesn't.
Okay, so we're going to take the word of someone who just on national television was asked if she told a federal judge that she would kill him. She just said, well, everyone has a past. We're going to take her word. I find that very hard to believe. Not only that, you know who I do believe is I believe Miss USA Tara Conner, who
by the way,
was threatened.
Just again for the record, she was never charged or indicted or found guilty.
No, there wasn't enough evidence.
She was just asked on national television about threatening the life of a federal judge, and she said, well, everyone has a past. I mean, it's well documented. The AP reported on it.
She also said that it's wrong.
I let you finish, Angela. The AP reported on it. The Economist reported on it. She, in my mind, just admitted it on air when she said the past is the past. But who I believe is, Scotty reminded me in the green room, Miss USA Tara Conner, who was threatened to remove her title for being caught with drugs, and Donald Trump fought to keep her in that place. He likewise fought to keep Alicia Machado in her place when the Miss USA board wanted to remove her. That is well documented as well. He likewise, when Miss Wisconsin had an incurable disease, wrote her a handwritten letter and took care of her and her Mexican-American son. He has a well documented history of taking care of these women, fighting for them to stay in their place. But I'm going to look at the past and let that.
Why, when he did his interview this morning, why didn't he say that?
Yeah.
Why didn't he say that? Why did he continue to say, oh, it's a problem? And he fed the perception that Hillary Clinton put out there last night.
Literally, to that I will plead guilty is literally what he said. And I think the bigger problem is whether or not you can argue that he fought to keep her in her place. He said it was either termination or this. I picked this. When he said this, he was talking about humiliating her in front of tons of reporters as they worked out in a gym. She said she was brought to tears.
And we're going to get back to the discussion we had before, but when you look at that that press conference with the workout and all the rest, it's demeaning.
Absolutely.
I don't think so.
Absolutely.
I don't think so.
Demeaning.
She said it was. She said her self-esteem. She said it was the lowest moment.
Why did she do it?
Because she was afraid that he was
part of that is promoting
a 19-year-old.
A big part of that is promoting physical fitness.
But she's a 19-year-old. She's not a citizen of this country. She's here to work for the Miss Universe pageant. She's from Venezuela, and Donald Trump, a powerful person, tells you to go and do this? You're telling me as a 19-year-old that's not a
Miss
a
USA's all the time do events promoting physical fitness. I watched that video, and if you watch the video, what you see is her hugging Donald Trump, her smiling. Why is it that now 20 years? Why is it now that 20 years later, she admitted in that interview, now was the time to bring this out? 20 years later, when Donald Trump happened to run for president,
she finally has She finally has courage. She has her citizenship. She has
a spotlight.
So Kaylee, you just
she has a spotlight. What is the first thing she said?
Let me answer Anderson's question. The question is, why did she do it now? She has her citizenship. She has a community to speak up for. She said in the interview, I'm a big voice for the Latin community. We have power. She wanted people to be empowered, and that's why she did just that.
We got to leave the discussion here. Gloria Borgia, Dana Bash, Angela Rye, Kaylee McEnany, thanks. Up next, even some of the people close to Donald Trump admit that his debate performance is not what they were hoping for. How much do the first debates matter? Dana Bash takes a closer look coming up next.